Today was kind of boring. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's video, as usual, we're going to take a look at public sentiment. We're going to take a look at what people are talking about, what people are buying, what people are looking at. We're going to take a look at what Wall Street Bets is looking at. We're going to take a look at Max Pain again, and we'll take a look at the overall market's Max Pain too. It's kind of interesting. Then we'll take a look at dark pool data. We'll take a look at some technical analysis. We usually don't do that, but we're going to do it today. So if you're new here, stop being new, scroll down, hit that subscribe button. Congratulations, now you're not new. Well, today in Finery, we were just talking about some stocks. We talked about some crypto as well. If you haven't already, hop over to the Finery chat. It's usually my pinned comment on every one of my YouTube videos. So we talk about stocks whenever the market's open. So it'll be cool to see you there if you ever need a friend to talk to. But speaking of what friends are talking about, Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, and day trading subreddits. It looks at the most trending stocks, the most trending tickers on Reddit. Number one being SPY, just killing it day after day. Corsair, GameStop, AMC, Alibaba, Skills, Tesla, Zoom, Robinhood, Apple, Palantir, QQQ, BlackBerry, Global, Star, Amazon, Tilray, AST, Chemours, then CLOV. There we go. Number 19 on the list. So we're dropping in popularity here, ladies and gentlemen, but overall positive public sentiment. About 74% are saying good things, and that's good to hear. So nearby words include holding, like, people, calls, buy, up, squeeze, bag, root, CLNE, still, months, wish, time, and more. So in general, still people are talking about it, just I guess at a lower velocity. What I like to take a look at that gives me that visual of velocity is swaggy stocks. So swaggy stocks will show what Wall Street Bets is talking about in particular. They're talking about CRISPR, GME, Tesla, Zoom had a terrible day today. Baba, Skills, AMC, Apple, Amazon, QQQ, AMD, Wish, Hood, GSAT, Palantir, Tilray, Crowd, NVIDIA, BB, Peloton, then CLOV. So we're falling down the list here as well. It's interesting that the momentum in conversation is going down, but the stock price is not. Overall, look at that price. It's kind of holding up a little bit, huh? And the comment volume is going down. I'm very curious to see which one will pick up or pick down first. What I wanted to show you guys was the options max pain for the overall market for the S&P 500. This is the max pain for SPY. It's currently sitting at 449, but look at all of these puts. These are all put volume, and these are all call volume for this week. People are feeling bearish, I guess. These people have 330 puts. Some people think the SPY is going to go to 330. That's crazy. But the max pain is 449. I do want to track to see if the SPY gets moved down to that price by market makers, maybe. I don't know if that's possible or not, but anything's possible here. If you've been following CLOV, you know that. So the max pain for CLOV for this week has not changed. It is still 8.5. If you do not know what max pain is, I do have a video that talks about exactly what it is. However, you should know, if you have these calls, you might be in danger. So in general, the price has been closing at or just barely above the max pain. So it's interesting to see how when a stock is so heavily manipulated, how controlled it is, how favorable it moves towards where the market makers want it to go. Remember, the market makers are selling you these calls. They're selling you these puts. They do not want them to expire in the money. So they like to control the stock to land somewhere that causes the most amount of pain for the calls and the puts. So again, we're just keeping our eye out on this to see if anything changes or to see if it's useful information or not. Talking about useful information, dark pool data. So CLOV's dark pool activity has gone down. Net short volume is negative 1.4 million. So it's getting less and less shorted. Is that why the stock is going up? I don't know. Net short volume is negative 11.9 million. So there's still technically a lot of shorting going on, right? But it is removing some pressure. Now, for the people who want a short squeeze type scenario, this might be an interesting number to remember. If it's going down, if that net short volume goes to 0, that means things aren't really happening behind the scenes in the dark pool. Things are happening on retail. So I'm very, very interested to see how that affects the stock price. Technical analysis, Sanal K, one of my favorite Redditors on the CLOV subreddit, posted, CLOV is on the verge of a technical breakout on the daily, only 63 cents away. This is a key line, the 50-day moving average, which is the blue line we'll look at, that momentum traders use to initiate long positions, chart included. So CLOV is about 63 cents away from a technical breakout. Now this happens when algorithms and other computers, when you and I trade, we draw our lines, we look at the chart, we think, oh, this is a good time to buy, this is a good time to sell. When big money, millions and billions of dollars are being executed and traded daily, a lot of times it's done through algorithms. So when something like this happens, it could trigger an algorithm. In one of my videos last week, I talked about, it's very easy to think about it like an if-then statement. If CLOV is at this price, then buy. So algorithms look at stuff like that. If CLOV is above 50-day moving average, then buy. So these are key things to look out for. I personally do not base my investments on technicals because in my experience, past price movement is not always indicative of future price movement, but it is important to just keep an eye out on it and see what happens. Talking about what happens, let's talk about what happened today. Today, the overall market was kind of boring. It didn't really do much. There were some few news pieces here and there, like banks and whatnot, but overall, CLOV opened, skyrocketed up to 869, skyrocketed right back down, dancing on this previous close line. That's what this blue line is here. It's where it closed yesterday. Shoots up, shoots down, bounces around, slowly making its way back up and dips and just kind of finds its place here. I was happy to see that it wasn't continuing to fall after this little area right here, but kind of consolidated, and I love when the chart looks like this. Look at these candles. So I don't know if that's a low volume thing, but it is very, very, very controlled. It just kept bouncing on the 860 mark, literally like a barcode. Beep, 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 beep. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, 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 beep. Robots are controlling this bad boy. Then finally it picked back up, dumped right back down to the previous clothesline, and then gave it a little bit of a push and it closed. So in general, it didn't really do much. It closed 1%, which is fine. The options chain was interesting. We can take a look at that. The volume was increasing on the $9 call, so people are getting increasingly bullish on this week's contracts. The September 17th volumes aren't that crazy. The leaps aren't that crazy. In general, be careful. It's just moving up and down. Not much you can really do, huh? In markets like this, it gets kind of tough because selling puts is tricky because it's not moving much. And then selling calls is tricky as well because it's not moving much. So what happens is you'll sell a put. Let's look at this week. If you sell an $8 put, you only get $4 or $5 in premium back. The reason why I'm saying it's kind of sketchy is because you're putting a lot of money down for pennies. And that's essentially what selling premium is. But it just scares me to do that on an extremely potentially volatile stock. So I'm just sitting on the sidelines, as you can see by my activity here. Bought 100 at 13, bought 10 more, or 100 more at 10, bought 5 and 3 from selling premium, bought 50 at 8, bought another 50 at 8.90, bought one more at 8.51, and we haven't bought since last month. We're just watching it, just letting it do its thing, up or down, doesn't matter. Let's see what happens, huh? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I get back to pretty much every comment. It's been getting harder, but I'm trying. If you have any questions, let me know. And with that, I love you. I'll see you on the next video.